welcome back to Desperate in Cleveland, where the Browns have lost the game. This is episode number 5, where we're going to be covering the Cleveland Browns. We're going to do a quick recap of their game this Sunday against the Falcons, which they lost 20-10. We'll get to that. We're also, in honor of Colt McCoy's potential first ever career start this Sunday against the Pittsburgh Steelers, we're going to give you a detailed description of all 17 Cleveland Browns starting quarterbacks since coming into the league in 1999. Yes, folks, that is 17. The Browns lost their game on Sunday to the Atlanta Falcons 20-10. Josh, what were the 3 things that you took away from Sunday's game?
Number 1, Jake Delhomme sucks. Number 2, our corners have been pathetic. And number 3, Jake Delhomme sucks.
Dynamite analysis, Josh.
Yes.
Due to ankle injuries to both Jake Delhomme and Seneca Wallace, it appears that Colt McCoy will be making his first career start this Sunday on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers, when the Steelers are coming off their bye week and getting starting quarterback Ben Roethlisberger back.
You know,
what timing?
The only way I really see the Browns winning this game is if Troy Polamalu spends most of the time on the sideline washing and conditioning his hair.
And now we'll look at all 17 starting quarterbacks that the Browns have had since coming back into the league in 1999. The Browns have had Tim Couch, Ty Detmer, Derek Anderson, Trent Dilfer, Ken Dorsey, Charlie Fry, Jeff Garcia, Bruce Gradkowski, Kelly Holcomb, Luke McCown, Doug Peterson, Brady Quinn, Kevin Thompson.
I don't even know who Kevin Thompson is.
Spurgeon Wynn, Jake Delhomme, Seneca Wallace, and this Sunday, Colt McCoy. That is quite an impressive list that we have there, Josh.
Pretty pathetic, I can't lie.
If you could pick the worst quarterback out of all 17, who would be your pick for the very worst?
All right, my choice is very easy. I make this choice because he was terrible on the field, and now he has done nothing but been terrible to the Browns off the field. And I'm talking to you, Trent Dilfer. Not only were you poor when you played for the Browns at starting quarterback, you got benched for Charlie Fry, who is not that great to begin with, but you badmouth the entire organization on national TV all the time. You talk about how bad the players are, you talk about how bad the management is, and you thought it wasn't a very good idea that they brought in Mike Holmgren. Trent Dilfer, if you ever come back to Cleveland, I will personally slap that bald head of yours.
My pick for the Browns' worst quarterback out of all 17 is actually the quarterback who had the best statistical season for them. This happened in 2007, and I'm, of course, talking about Derek Anderson. Now, how he had such a miraculous 2007 campaign, he made the Pro Bowl, which never happens for a Browns quarterback.
Yeah, Derek Anderson's career is like a flash of lightning. It's there for a brilliant instant, and then it's gone.
Yes, that is a perfect description of Derek Anderson's career, as 2 years after his Pro Bowl season, which was last year, 2009, he had 3 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and a quarterback rating in the low 40s. So Derek Anderson, you are my pick for worst quarterback of the new Cleveland Browns. That was the worst. Now we move on to the most disappointing. And obviously, with a list like this, we have a lot of qualified candidates. So who would top your list as most disappointing Browns quarterback?
Well, for me, Brady Quinn tops my list.
It's a story of a man named Brady.
It's just for the simple fact that we traded our first-round pick in 2008 to be able to draft him in 2007 after we took Joe Thomas. Anytime that you have a first-round pick that you expect to start at some point in time, and then you trade him for a fourth-round pick and an absolute stud of a running back in Peyton Hillis right now, but you know, that's just disappointing. So I think that Brady Quinn is disappointing just for the fact that he was a first-round pick that never really got to blossom.
I'll go with Charlie Fry because the Browns really made a reach for him when they drafted him out of the University of Akron in the 3rd round.
Yeah, that's way too high for a guy that they said had fumble problems in college. And
he sure lived up to that promise in the pros. So
yeah.
Charlie Fry was a 3rd-round pick. Finished his career with the Browns with only 14 touchdowns to 24 interceptions. Couldn't hang on to the starting job. Held on to it for about 1 game in 2007 and was quickly replaced by Derek Anderson. anytime you're getting replaced by Derek Anderson, you know you're doing something wrong. And because we're not complete pessimists here at Desperate in Cleveland, we're also going to award our best Cleveland Browns quarterback out of the 17 that we have to choose from. Now, this is quite a struggle to come up with the best out of this bunch, but can you pinpoint the guy that's had the best career for the Browns out of these 17?
Well, I'm not going to so much say the best quarterback, but the best move to get one of these quarterbacks. I'm going to say that getting Seneca Wallace has been huge because now we have a good backup quarterback to come in and take the place of Jake Delhomme, who sucks. And Seneca Wallace has been able to carry our offense to a point where we've been able to be in games enough to win them at the end of the game.
It's tough for me, but I got to go with my boy Tim Couch.
Number one, no matter if you like it, take it, sit down and write it. Number one.
Because
tell Timmy right here.
Everyone rips on him, but honestly, looking at this list, he would be the best one. He, by far, has the most passing yards on this list, the most touchdowns on this list, and he was the only quarterback to lead the Browns to a playoff appearance out of anyone on this entire list. So, given all that, I guess I'll say the best is Tim Couch, even though he's looked at as one of the biggest draft flops in NFL history. I mean, let's face it, Tim Couch, when he first came to the Browns, he got whipped around more than Josh does by his girlfriend,
yeah.
So that's saying a whole lot. And that was our look at the 17 different starting quarterbacks that the Cleveland Browns have had since returning to the league in 1999. Obviously, it's a pretty pathetic list when you look at it, but is there anything else you can take away from this?
Well, it's just sad to see that we've had more starting quarterbacks over the last 11 years than you've had dates. So, it's just, I hope that that improves for you as the Browns will improve for us.
And that'll do it for today's episode of Desperate in Cleveland. We want to wish the best of luck to our quarterback, Colt McCoy, this Sunday on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hopefully your head stays on, the score stays low, and we make it a ball game. But don't hold your breath. As always, stay desperate, Cleveland. We'll see you next time.
Stealing a young girl's heart, just like Gene and Roy, singing those campfire songs. Oh, I should have been a cowboy.